Hello, my name is Chidi and welcome to SchoolTalk TV. We've come to the third and final video on this theory series on bullying. We first looked at how to detect if your child is being bullied. Then we looked at prevention, and today we'll be looking at possible solutions if your child is already a victim of bullying. Before we shoot straight into solutions, I think it's worth first going into what bullying actually is, because there are many things that happens in schools, but it is not bullying and it is detrimental, and parents should take it very seriously, but it's not bullying. So I think if we understand what bullying is, then these strategies that I'll be talking about in this video will be effective, or be more effective if the issue is actually bullying. So I think if we go through what bullying actually is, it will help us make use of these tools a lot better. Now that was a long definition of bullying, but I hope you had enough time to read and assimilate what that means, because it is very important in helping you identify if your child is being bullied. Now, the two things I like to point out is that there should be imbalance of power, and there should also be the potential for that behavior to be repeated. Those two ingredients are something you need to look out for to help you identify if your child is being bullied. Now, from my experience, your child will likely not tell you, because what the issue is that led to bullying could be something that is humiliating for them, and they will not want to share that with you, even though it's not their fault, but it was humiliating that they don't want to share that with you. It could also be because they feel helpless. They think you cannot provide a solution for the problem, so they just want to deal with it on their own. Now, the most significant one that I hear from students is that their parents will not understand. Now, that is a huge one, because if the bullying is physical, it's easily dealt with by the school. It's the subtle, persistent bullying that actually cripples a child. So if your child feels that you won't understand, it is because the bully is subtle and persistent, but the bully don't do it enough to get into trouble. And most times the bully is the teacher's pet, nice, smart, dresses very well, polite to teachers and to adults, and they use that to manipulate other students. So if your child is suffering from a bully who is smart, polite to adults, speaks very well, then your child is in serious trouble. It is serious, because it is way more difficult for the school to identify and do something about it, because the child in question, or the bully in question, does not do it enough to cause a huge concern, does not step above the line, does not get in front of teachers, and it is the worst kind of bullying. So now we know what bullying is. We've identified the ingredients of bullying, and we also talked about how to find out, because your child will not tell you if they are being bullied, most likely. So it's for you as a parent to do your investigation and find out. Now, once you've determined that your child is being bullied, the number one thing to do is to keep a log of evidence. Now, if that is cyberbullying and you have evidence on the screens or social media platforms, take screenshots, interview your child, ask key questions, and take down facts. Don't try to explain the behavior of the other child. Go straight for facts. He kicked my child. He pushed him. This is the screenshot of what she said. There's no point going into the motive, because that actually distorts your point. So keep to the facts. Ask your child for people that witnessed what happened, location, the time, who it was reported to. So those things needs to go into a log. So when you approach the school, you have facts to present, and that will most times force the school to take action. Now, once you've recorded the incidents, or incidents as the case may be, the next step is to talk to your child, to educate your child. Now, if the bullying is cyberbullying, so it's not physical or verbal, then you need to, as a parent, educate yourself. Parents that are educated in that regard, so parents that are familiar with social media platforms, are in a better position to help their child get over issues like this. And I need to mention that the solution is not to ban your child from Instagram, as the case may be, or Facebook. The solution is to educate your child to stay safe and use the platforms safely. And there are ways you can help, you can do that. And in my second video on this series, I did mention a few things that you can do, so I'd suggest you have a look at that video, and I'll also leave a link to other tips that will help your child stay safe. If it is not cyberbullying and the incident is more physical or verbal, then you need to talk to your child about things that he or she can do to stay safe in school. The list below is not all the things that your child can do, but I think if they adopt some of them, or you talk to them about a few of them, it will help them stay safe. Now, once you've had that conversation with your child on how to stay safe, either online if the situation is cyberbullying, or how to stay safe physically in the school environment, the next step is to, as a parent, think very carefully about the next step you're going to take with regards to reporting the incident to the school. And also, what outcome do you want to achieve? Because that will help determine how you approach the school and how the situation unfolds. Most students don't tell their parents because of backlash most of the time, because if the parents approach the school or approach the situation in the wrong way, there's always backlash, either from the school or from the bully involved. So it's very important as a parent that before you approach the school, you think through and advise, you write down what steps you're going to take, what outcome you want to achieve, so it keeps you focused on how to achieve those outcomes. Now, once you are clear with the steps you want to take and the outcome you're seeking to achieve, then you need to discuss that with your child, so your child is not left in the dark, so your child knows what to expect in the classroom. So if you're going to report it to the school on a Monday, your child needs to know that and know which teacher, which principal or which administrator you're speaking to, so your child is not caught unawares by the student involved or teachers or other students in the school when they see the bully being disciplined. So your child knows what is going on and is prepared to respond to the situation. Lastly, it is very important that you cooperate and work with the school. Most schools will do everything they can to help your child and to resolve the situation. But it's important to always keep the option of taking your child out of that school, because if you're not happy with the outcome, and in some cases it's difficult for your child to move back into the school and have a normal life in school. If that is the case, then you have to keep that option on the table, that your child will have to leave that school. It is not worth the hassle. It is not worth the education if your child leaves school bruised mentally, physically, or emotionally. So it is important to work with the school, but also keep that option in mind that you may be taking your child out of the school, because your child's happiness, it is paramount. It is everything. So keep that option on the table and communicate that to your child. Be open with your child so he knows that you're there for him or her 100%. I'd like to end this series with this. Bullying is an issue that has become more serious in the last 5 to 10 years, and the reason is because cyberbullying has increased. And it's simple. Bullies no longer have to be in your face, they don't have to know who you are, they don't have to understand your point of view, and victims suffer 24/7. They get bullied in school, they go home, it continues over the weekend, it continues. It is non-stop, and the consequences is unimaginable. If you speak to these children, you see how much pain and how much suffering they go through So it is important that as parents we take this very seriously. The consequences for our children, it is long lasting. It affects them up to their adulthood, and in some cases it leads to death, which is very, very unfortunate, but it is happening. So it's up to us as parents, it's up to us as educators, it's up to us as members of the community where we are to do something about it. So ask the local school next to you if they have anti-bullying policy. Talk to your child, talk to your nephews, talk to your nieces, see what is going on. I think if we all contribute, if we're all aware of what is going on, it will help significantly. It will help us address the situation. We don't want any other teen to be lost to bullying or have them grow up to be scarred adults because they went through 24/7 bullying in school. If you have any question, please send me a personal message. I'll be very happy to respond. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you've not seen the other 2 videos in this series, then please look below. It will appear in your suggested videos. Please have a look at them, like, comment, subscribe to our channels to be a part of our community. Remember, the point of this is to provide parents with information to help their children go through the school system. It is challenging for parents, and it's even more challenging for our children today. So please do something, contribute, like, subscribe to our channel, and be part of the change that we want to see. Thank you very much, and see you next time.